Welcome to Scary Mary Asia.
The Genderuwo. They say every island has its ghosts, every village its curse. But in Java, there is a creature feared above the rest. A shadow giant covered in hair, with glowing red eyes that burn through the darkness. It doesn't just haunt forests. It can take the voice of the ones you love. It waits, patiently, in silence, and when it calls your name, you must never answer. This is the story of the Genderuwo. Arif was a young man from a quiet village in central Java. One night after attending his cousin's wedding, he decided to take the old shortcut home. The villagers always warned him, do not walk under the banyan trees at night. That is where they dwell. But Arif was not the type to believe in old stories. The night was cool, the road empty. His sandals scraped against the dirt path, and the air smelled of damp leaves. The moonlight slipped through the branches, casting long, twisted shadows across the road. For the first half of his walk, everything was quiet. Too quiet. Even the crickets had stopped singing. That was the first sign. Suddenly, Arif heard it. Step, step, step. Footsteps, heavy, slow, following him. He turned around. No one was there. He forced a laugh, shaking off the feeling, and quickened his pace. But then, step, step. The sound grew louder, closer, heavier, as if someone or something was walking just behind him, always staying out of sight. His heart began to race. He whispered to himself, "It's nothing, just my imagination." And then came the voice, Arif. It was soft at first, familiar, too familiar. He froze. It was his mother's voice. "Arif, come here." The sound drifted from the darkness beneath the banyan tree. Arif's throat went dry. His mother was at home, asleep. Yet here, in the middle of the deserted road, she was calling him. He looked closer, and there, standing under the tree, was his mother, or at least something that looked like her. She was standing far too still, her head tilted at an odd angle, and her smile stretched too wide across her face. Arif's voice trembled. "Ibu." The figure tilted its head further, bones cracking as it moved. And then, slowly, it began to change. The body grew taller, the arms stretched unnaturally long, nearly touching the ground. Hair spread across its body like black vines. And then, two glowing red eyes snapped open in the darkness. The voice that had sounded like his mother deepened into a guttural growl. "Arif, come closer." It was no longer his mother. It was the Genderuwo. With a roar, the creature stepped out of the shadows. It was enormous, towering, ape-like, its chest heaving with each breath. Its long arms dragged along the ground, claws scraping the dirt. Arif's instincts screamed at him to run. And so, he did. He bolted down the path, sandals kicking up dust. Behind him, the ground shook with thunderous footsteps. The Genderuwo's laughter echoed through the trees, deep, cruel, mocking. Branches snapped overhead, as if unseen hands were reaching down to snatch him. "Arif! Arif!" The voice called, twisting between tones. Sometimes his mother's voice, sometimes his father's, sometimes a child's. He ran faster, heart pounding, lungs burning. But no matter how fast he went, the footsteps never faded. Finally, Arif saw the dim lantern lights of the village ahead. Relief surged through him. But as he neared the edge of the forest, he stumbled. Something cold and strong gripped his ankle. He looked down. A massive, hairy hand had erupted from the ground, clawing at him. He screamed, kicking and pulling, but the hand held tight, dragging him backward toward the trees. The laughter grew louder, closer. He could see the Genderuwo looming, its red eyes blazing, its teeth sharp and yellow in the moonlight. Arif prayed, tears in his eyes. He called out the name of God, and just like that, the hand let go. Arif scrambled to his feet, running with every ounce of strength left in him. He didn't look back. He didn't dare. When he finally burst into the village square, panting and trembling, the footsteps stopped. The laughter faded into the distance. He turned, expecting to see the monster, but the road behind him was empty, silent, as if nothing had ever been there. The villagers found him trembling, pale as death. When they heard his story, they shook their heads gravely. One elder whispered, "You are lucky, Arif. The Genderuwo does not always let its victims go." And so, Arif never took the shortcut again. But some nights, he swears he still hears it. A voice outside his window, calling his name. So remember this. If you ever hear a loved one calling you from the shadows at night, do not answer. Do not follow. Because it may not be them at all. It may be the Genderuwo.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like, share, and comment.